What was the business that failed?
It was an ad network. It was a very good ad network. I was doing very well. But it's like I made some of the wrong choices in partners. In the beginning, once it was doing really well, I got people involved who were like showing me all the money that was going to be made, and I got greedy. And so when you're greedy, when you're hopeful, when you're fearful, you choose the wrong people. Like I didn't say no when I should have said no many times, but I just, actually, Tucker was in town this week, and I had dinner with him, and he said something very sharp. And Tucker's a great observer of human behavior. And he said, people tell you who they are. He said, listen to them. They tell you who they are. And it's a lesson I've also learned in business, like people, and this is something that I've talked about with Naval and a bunch of other seasoned entrepreneurs, like people are remarkably consistent in business. Like if someone has a history of screwing people over, you will never be a special snowflake. Eventually you will be part of that list, right? Just stay away from those people.
That's very interesting. Like what, when he said that, like what was he specifically referring to? Like a business or a relationship or
we were talking about
his
women,
example?
Actually. Tucker's a great guy to talk about women, Yeah, but we were talking about women at the time. But then the conversation shifted to business, where I was telling him like how I just two friends of mine recently, I ran into them, and it turns out they've been screwed over by the same guy, right? Same entrepreneur who just screwed him out because of the contracts he wrote, and they were just naive and they trusted, right? And this guy I'm just finding consistently, this guy just has a history of it. And you find that, certain VCs will do that. Stay away from them. You're not a special snowflake. You're not the one that they're going to love. I think when we make decisions out of fear, and hope, actually, is when we say yes when we should say no. And, saying no is one of the most important things we learn in life. So you say no so you can say yes to the right people. I think I said, I made that mistake.
It's hard to say no. I think people.
It's very hard.
We're taught from early on to say yes to all of our teachers, to say yes to our parents, and then we're taught early on to say yes to opportunities, rather than really weighing them and deciding if they're good for us or not. And you know what? Most opportunities and most people around are not that good for us personally. They might not be bad people, but they might not be good for us. And no becomes very important to learn, particularly as I get older. I realize I can always, and I've done this, I can always lose $100 or $1,000, or heck, I can always lose multiple millions, but I can never, and I can make it back, if I'm good and I work hard and so on. But I can never get today back. So this is the one day I can never lose. I could lose today. Like this is the day that could go. And time is very important, and no is what protects your time.
And actually, I think either you told me this or Claudia told me this. So, like, saying no, gives the space for the yes for the right opportunity for the right person. It's the old Zen thing about if you keep on, you cannot fill a full teacup, right? The teacup has to be empty for you to be able to fill it. If the teacup is full, if you're full of because you said yes to wrong people, then the right people, the right opportunities won't appear or won't be available.
Yeah, that's really true.